Nice. And that's the same airline that obviously Bob Lazar took into Area 51. Let's see.
There was one this morning, I think.
One this morning?
Yeah, one departed at 6:10 this morning, Janet 24.
And
Let's see here. Oh, geez, that was an arrival.
Wonder how many people on that flight are working on alien craft today.
there's one this afternoon.
And there's one going out this afternoon.
1:38.
So let's see, flight radar 24. There we go, Janet. Alright, so Janet 9
Okay.
is... Okay, so Janet 9 is one of the beaches. And that's actually it just departed. That was probably one we just now saw. The beach 350.
Yeah, so
Alright, and that one is... Okay. So on Janet, I'm seeing, the red aircraft on Janet. And it's currently heading to the southwest. So it looks like to me like that one's going to end up going to Edwards Air Force Base. It hasn't made the turn, so it looks like it's going to Edwards. And Janet 76, that's the jet. Okay, so that is not scheduled to depart until this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, so right now the only one that's airborne is the smaller plane, the one that just took
took
off.
off, yeah, so
And now it's headed down to, looks like toward Edwards Air Force Base, which is in Southern California, northeast of Los Angeles. Also in that general area, so Edwards Air Force Base is located up in the high desert area. Located up in the high desert area, northeast of Los Angeles, between the communities of Lancaster and Palmdale. Also in Palmdale is Lockheed. So Lockheed Skunk Works is up there in Palmdale. Terrence, you familiar with Skunk Works?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for those of you who aren't, Skunk Works is the division of Lockheed that comes up with all these cool airframe designs. That some of those the military ends up using. Some they don't. Some just end up being drawing board projects. Some actually get to prototype. Some are just a little bit of R&D, and they never make it to production. One of those aircraft that we think has been a prototype is the Aurora.
Which is now named something else, I believe.
Yeah, I think now you have to wonder whether or not it's the Dark Star.
Yeah. That's almost space.
Okay, now if you look to the left through the gate here, then you can get a little better look at those. Sorry about the noise. You get a little better look at the Janet planes through the gate there.
Oh, yeah.
There's two of them over there. Come out here on the weekend, you'll see 6 of them parked out there.
Nice.
Make sure you see it. It's a lot bigger than me. Alright, so I'm going to head over to the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. And actually there is a connection between the Las Vegas sign and nuclear testing in Southern Nevada. Yes, I'll show it to you when we get there. Most people aren't even aware of it, but actually there is a link. So as you may be aware or heard of, back in the 1950s. Now, of course, the original nuclear bomb test, especially if you saw the movie Oppenheimer, was conducted in New Mexico as they were getting ready, or working on the Manhattan Project, the nuclear bombs that ultimately were dropped on Japan in 1945. But after that, of course, the Cold War came along after that, and so the United States and Russia were busy working on developing nuclear weapons as quickly as possible and as powerful as possible. And a lot of those bomb tests were done in Southern Nevada, in an area actually about 75 miles northwest of where we are right now, so northwest being in that direction. And in the pre-dawn hours, when most of those bombs were detonated, and from Las Vegas you could see the flash in the sky. Now, of course, Las Vegas wasn't nearly as populated then as it is now. but again, you were able to see the flash. And there were over 100 above ground nuclear detonations, and eventually another 800 underground tests were done. The area where that was done was called Yucca Flats, which is about probably 25 kilometers or so southwest of Area 51, so actually very close. So today, if you go to Google Maps or Google Earth and you look for Yucca Flats and look at a satellite shot of that terrain, you'll see it looks like the surface of the moon, all kinds of craters and potholes and pockmarks from all the nuclear detonations that were done back in the 50s. So when we see the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, there is up on the upper left-hand corner is a large red star, and that refers to nuclear testing in the area.
No kidding.
So that's how the red star got there. So the sign was actually commissioned back in 1959, and the artist was Betty Willis. Another thing about the sign is if you went to any souvenir shop anywhere in Las Vegas or anywhere else for that matter, and you see something that has the image of the sign "Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas" on it, the sign image is not copyright protected. So anyone can use the sign for any or the image of the sign. That was on purpose. Las Vegas Boulevard used to be called U.S. Highway 91 before the interstate highway system was developed in the United States back during the 50s. Then you had interstate or U.S. Highway 91, coming from Southern California going into Las Vegas. Behind us, U.S. 93, U.S. 95, 93 connecting Las Vegas with Phoenix. So today we have Interstate Highway 15, which is on the other side of Mandalay Bay, which replaced 91, and now 91 is just Las Vegas Boulevard. So the sign was put there so visitors coming from Southern California coming up 91 would then, of course, be informed, hey, you're in Las Vegas, welcome. So right up here along these palm trees. Now, it's only been in the last 15 years, probably, about 15 years, or maybe a little bit more than that, that the county finally got around to putting in a parking lot or a car park, making it easier for people to visit the sign. Prior to that, you kind of had to park off to the shoulder in the center median, dodge cars and traffic, to go over and look at the sign. So now they've made it a lot safer. And we may see Elvis out here this morning also. Elvis is often here. He drives a yellow Mustang, and it's the older version of Elvis, so it's the large Elvis. Here, of course, I'm sure we all know that Elvis in his later years was kind of puffy. So. So even if there is a queue or a line of folks out here, then we just go off to the side, get our photograph. We'll be in and out in 10 minutes. Doesn't have to take too long. Of course, kind of intriguing. You come out here in the middle of the day, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 43 degrees out here, and there's a line of people waiting to get a picture with the sign. So you don't have to stand in that line. You can just go off to the side, get the same picture, and off you go.
I heard there's a guy that tries to charge people to take pictures in front of him.
Yeah, sometimes there'll be someone out there offering to take the picture for you, and of course he's working for tips. Same with Elvis. If you want Elvis in the picture, then he expects to be tipped. And same with many of the street performers on the strip, dressed like showgirls or SpongeBob or Spider-Man or whatever. The same thing. They expect to be tipped if you want a photograph within a minute. Alright, right now the lights on the sign, you'll see they're flashing yellow. That is the standard color. From time to time they change the color of the lights for different things. So like autism awareness, military appreciation, breast cancer awareness, whatever. So they'll change the colors. And there's another sign up there that will tell us what the colors represent. I'll point that out to you in a minute. Go ahead and get parked here. And right in front of us, this is the one of the private terminals at the Reed Airport.